Yo, uh, whoa, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Power Plays Palace, man. Welcome to Power Plays Palace on this beautiful Wednesday morning, man. Let's get to it, man. Yesterday was an interesting day, so let's just get to it. So we was looking for SPY to break above 681.05, 681.40 with a stop below 680.10, target 682, 684, and 686. Then we got on the put side entry at 680 down with stop above 681.60 with our target 679, 678, and 678. So this is why I say it was a crazy day yesterday. So let's look at the chart. All right, so SPY came in yesterday, opened up right here 680.17, ran up to 682. 682, it went all the way down to 675. So at that point, we looking at the chart. It went all the way down to 675, ran up to 682, and went all the way down to 675. So at that point, you could have checked off this whole side of the chart. All right, so on the other side, remember we got 681 up to 686. Okay, so from there we set our base and our bottom down here, 675.77. And then for the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, SPY went straight back up to 682 area, but it topped out at 683.23 before it stopped moving. And then it pulled back down to 679 15, and then it ran back up to 684 and it topped out at 685.08. So let's go back to the chart. So you see SPY comes in, it bottoms out at 675.77, runs up to 684, 683 23 where it topped off at, ran back down here to 679.15, and then back up here to 684.93, but then it topped out at 685. Oh man, 684.94 actually where it topped out at. And so yesterday, that was a wild ride because you go back to the chart, it went all the way down. It went all the way down, went back up, and then it came back up. So you could have already been done with this part of the chart, and on the call side, you could have played that for the rest of the day and back up. And it's just crazy how SPY did yesterday. But overall, that was a good day on the SPY. It really gave you a range of about $10. Actually, it was about $10. So that was a nice range that you could have played on the SPY. But you see those two early moves, man, it wasn't even 11 o'clock yet. So you can see after the first 15, because if you'd have jumped in the first 15, this is one of them classic cases where I tell you I went after the first 15 though. If you'd have jumped in here right the first two candles, boom, you would have been thinking sky's the limit. But what you saw was that next rejection, and look how far it pushed down before it came back up. So you can just look at it. And what you can see, if you're looking at my chart, you can see there's a clear buying channel here that, unfortunately for this morning, because it broke below this trend line, we'll see what happens here. It's pre-market. We'll see what happens here because the SPY breaks and holds below this trend line, might go back down. But I don't think that's going to be the case, so we'll see what the other parts of the SPY does. You can see here this morning pre-market already. It established a nice range from 682 to 686, which is a nice range. So let's look at the chart for today. So what we got, if SPY breaks and holds above the 682 696. I'll be watching for some long plays. 687 to 687.40. The stop below 686.10. With my targets being 688.50, 690.20, and 692. And that'll be my target for that on the call side. On the put side, if SPY pushes over into the 686.50, 687, and then stalls out, I'll be watching for a rejection short with my stop above 687.80, with my targets being 685.20, 684.95, and 683.40. And that'll be for the SPY. And so we'll be playing off the 5-minute counter because that's the counter I trade off of. And we'll be looking for a strong break and hold. Yesterday, it broke and hold and held right here on this third candle. It broke back down. But if you play in the chart, let's go and look at the chart from yesterday. If you look in the beginning, it broke and held on that third candle, that 5-minute right there. That was the 15, and then you got this candle right here, strong red candle, ended up red. So that's the spot where you want to try to look at getting in at it. Then you can see what happens there. Now this pullback candle can take away your profit, but it'll pull back down there. Now what usually happens, honestly, is when it goes down this first time, for whatever reason, even if you go lower, sometimes it's not as much earning off of that next move. But I don't understand that. Over the long haul, on the end of the day, sometimes it'll do that. But that's your spot trade plan for the day. If anything I put in this video helped you, man, like, share, and subscribe. This is not financial advice. This is just some advice from a trader that trade every day, man. And if you want to trade with us, come on over to Power Plays, man, our Discord, and you can trade with us. And in the meantime, you get out there and have some fun with this thing. Stay disciplined, respect your levels, and do not fight against these trends in your chart because of your emotional bias. And that's going to take you a long way. But in the meantime, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good day tomorrow.